Hey everyone. I wanted to continue Cain's Jawbone yesterday, but I was tired. And today I'm also tired, but I don't care. Um yeah, I don't even know how to like summarize what we had last time, but I'm gonna try. So from what I remember, we have I remember Henry, he's here on the next page. He's always with this mysterious woman, and he's apparently beautiful, I guess. I'm very intrigued by him. We also had, we figured out that the protagonist was a professor in mineralogy at some point. He possibly went to the war to fight there, and he possibly is gay, but he married another girl or a girl to kind of have like a facade, like, yeah. So, and I'm not sure about the initials on her panties. Um, Someone said incest. Is it says she doesn't have to change her initials, but maybe they just have the same um beginning letter of their last name. And maybe that's a clue to her name. So that might be important because maybe she's a murderer or a murder victim or something like that. Um, because I think there's some things we have to piece together like this. Yep. All right. Discord is open like last time. If anyone wants to join me. And otherwise, I will just start by myself, I guess. And we try to piece this together again. So we have this Excel sheet where we put down some information about every page so we can later piece together the correct order and also who died and who was the murderer and stuff like that. Hey Nonoru. And we're just gonna continue like this. So the plan for the first 100 pages, or like the 100 pages we have, is to do that for every page, and afterwards I'm not sure yet what the plan is, but for now we have a plan, so that's good. I also got my pens. I used, I think yellow was people, red was objects and important, maybe important items or references. Blue were places, and then I had, I think, another color. No, that was, oh, orange was time, right? Though we started it only a bit later, so it's not everywhere. There's also one thing you can see, it's extras, but the only thing we like, it's not that important, I think. I hope we're winning, but I doubt it. Feel free to join in Discord again if you want. My setup is a bit different. I hope you can read it better today. I can't read it better today because everything is weird now, but I'm gonna try. So let's start with page 11 and try to find into this again. All right. If Henry had been there, he could have told me what to do. His great voice, tuned and broken at the capstone bar, would have breezily put me right. Tears came to my eyes. I was, I suppose, an emotional old fool. So I came back and waited in Orchard. It ran through my head where he cast up blinded that night. which were my true friend, Ravager, which were always good to me since we was almost pups and never minded of my short legs. Very emotional. But there was no need for me to weep just at the end of the second dog, nor would I. Henry had taught me a little of his trade, and this, curiously enough, was what had stuck. After all, the Grundy's epic of yesterday had described a more universal taking off in Ireland. I did not quite agree with the Quincy that murders in Ireland did not count, but perhaps it was an optimistic memory which told me that such things used not to happen when the queer old Dean was alive. Weird is good. I don't know. It's like my setup is very complicated. Yes, tea is good. I'm gonna continue meanwhile. So we have Henry as a person, although he's not here right now. Um, he apparently has a great voice. Dun, 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 I'm not sure if Ravage is a person or if that is another reference. Um, Also, I'm not sure why it says which were always good to me. Since we was almost pups, the sentence suddenly shifts, which is very weird to me. Like the tone of, or the yeah, it's just weird. Also, I might I'm not sure if you guys agree, but I think in the timeline of I mean, this is like probably the present. So I guess we have we have one guy talking about the story, and I guess the the present is when he's already old, and sometimes he jumps back talking about his youth or after the war or whatever. Here he already says that he's old, so I guess time-wise this would be like more like nowish, or when he really writes this. I also think that or the murder investigation about the looking at the corpse and stuff, that is also at the same time frame without like going back to what has happened years ago. Also, I'm just gonna quickly Google if Orchard is like a place somewhere. Uh, or it's only like one orchid. Because if it was, I thought like maybe it's like a garden or whatever, but then it would be in there, right? So I'm not sure if that's a place. Ooh, Cambridge Dictionary is always good. Yeah. An area of land where fruit trees, but not orange trees or other citrus trees, are grown. All right, that's very specific. No orange trees here. But I think it might be a place. Somehow. I'm not sure if he's there or it's mentioned though.
Hello.
Hello. Finally, some help. How's your tea?
Hot.
Yeah, I don't know if you were listening all the time, so.
I heard a bit. Your
Okay.
theory about the time might made sense or might make sense, I think.
Yeah, I just googled Orchard. I'm not sure if that is like the name of a place or a place. It
Mm,
means some place where trees are grown,
yep.
but I'm not sure if it's the orchid because the is missing for me for it being not a name. But I don't know.
Yeah, for me it looks like a place.
And I'm also not quite sure if he's there right now or if it's only mentioned.
So I came back and waited in Orchid. Hmm.
I think he's right. He's there right now, but I'm not sure. And the next big question is Ravager a person? Or is that another reference? Because how the sentence is built afterwards seems kind of weird to me.
Where he cast up blinded that night, which were my true friend Webwitcher. Ooh, good question. Minecraft, yes.
Yeah. um, act of laying waste. Word of Warcraft. Damn, that's a too common word.
Do you use which when you talk about someone? Not sure.
What do you mean?
Do you use which if you talk about someone?
No, you would say who, right?
Yeah, whom, I think.
But it's also because it says where my true friend, which were always good to me. Yeah, right. The grammar, hey Priya, the grammar in that sentence is kind of odd. Like all of the sentence is kind of odd, which led me to believe maybe it's a quote or something again.
Mhm. And not a name or a person. Yeah.
Yeah. Those are all too new though. It's not like, hmm. It's definitely not an obvious quote if it is, or reference to something. Because we had like Sherlock Holmes references before and other things, but that one is kind of not so obvious. So I'm not sure where to. Maybe I put it on the extras for now because I'm not sure what it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. Maybe it will be mentioned again, maybe not.
Yeah, I will mark it red for now, I guess. Freya, do you need an introduction? Or are you in the loop? Yeah, so this is a book puzzle mystery thing that's called Cain's Jawbone. Sorry, my camera is too. I can't show it right. And this was published 1935, I think, 1930 something. and it's a mystery puzzle book. So every page, we have 100 pages. Every page is in, like, all the pages are not in order, and there are people killed and there are murderers mentioned. And our task is to find out who was murdered, by whom they were murdered, and what is the correct order of the pages. When it was published, only 3 people were able to solve it. There was a price of £15 back then. And since 2019, they publish it every year with another prize. One guy solved it during COVID lockdown stuff. It took him 6 months, and this year they published it again. It's open until December, and I thought it might be fun to try and solve this as a group. That's the introduction. So we have already gone through 10 pages. We have like this little Google Tables sheet where we write down important stuff about the pages to then have like something to hold on. And like this way, we also have some theories about the main character and some other things, but it were only 10 pages, so. All right, let's go back to puzzling. Okay, I need to read again. Where's Dean? Oh yeah.
Yeah, in
Yep.
the end, at the end.
Yep. Saw him. Thank you. The queer old Dean was alive. I mean, he's dead.
He's dead now, yes. But we're not sure if he was
Yeah.
murdered.
Ravager could be an organization if the grammar is deliberate. Oh, right. Prayer is. We finally have an. Oh, wait. Nonoru is. Yeah, Nonoru wasn't that active, but we finally have an active native English speaker in the team. That's helpful. Yeah, I think it's weird because it says which were my true friend without an S. Because if there were multiple people, it would be friends, right? Well, the Quincy is probably a reference though, right? Because then there's a saying about murders in Ireland did not count.
I think so too. With the Quincy. Almost the Quincy. Yeah.
An essay some guy wrote, so I guess that's red. We were always saying last time, imagine this 1935 without the internet.
Yeah.
If you weren't interested in literature a lot or something like that, it's probably very, very hard. So put this on the extras maybe. All right, and what's Grundy-Sephic?
I don't know, it might be something like a newspaper.
Oh, that's a good call. No, no Reddit. Isabel Grande, that's not who we search for. Meaning? No, oh my god. Stop giving me Reddit. I don't want spoilies. Okay, I'm not sure. I'll put it under red too.
Yeah.
But newspaper sounds like that would be a possibility. Yeah, I think the grammar is pretty important to figure this out. It's just the weirdest freaking sentence you read in a long time. I mean, all the pages are kind of like this. Though this one is especially a tricky one because I think we have 3 references or maybe even 4 references to something. And the main character is sad about something. Oh,
Oh.
no. I was just thinking about his great voice tuned and broken at a capstan bar. If there was a place, but it's not a big. So I'm not sure.
Mm.
But if it was a bar's name, capstan, then it would be big, right?
Yeah, I think so too. It should be with
Uh,
upper
yeah.
letters.
Never often wooden for turning a capstan. Okay. There's a picture. That confuses me even more now. That gives me more questions than answers. Hey, Brutus. Also, it's only the wooden thing you put in there to turn it. That's a capstan bar, apparently. Which again gives us sea stuff. Might be important.
Ah, okay.
He used to steer a ship and he learned how to tune his voice and sing while steering the ship. Maybe. At least we had some references to, like, the first page was at a sea city. We had water mentioned again, where some boy drowned, or maybe not drowned, I'm not sure. Also, that night, is it referring to right now, or is it not?
It's a good question.
I think it's about that thing, not now.
Yeah, I think it's in the past.
Mm. Okay, I think we're good for now. Maybe we'll figure this out later. Or do you want to say something?
No, no.
Okay.
Please continue.
Oh, we have our first poem part.
Oh.
I think once we have all the pages through, we might go back to like every page where Henry was mentioned, every page where Mr. Hall was mentioned, and then put together like a profile of those. Because I think we might go into too much detail right now if we put everything down. But I might write a note on a page about the capstan bar.
Yeah, maybe it's a bar for, I don't know, sailors.
But Henry's voice was mentioned more than once now.
Mm.
I think he has a crush on Henry. All right. I rubbed my eyes and massaged my temples with pronated fingertips. Then I fumbled 2 aspirin tablets into my mouth. Noel Coward's King Charles had. I had a very bad head. My vis-a-vis hadn't a bad head, now I came to consider it, bowed over the documents. It is a very ungentlemanly thing to read a private cigarette case. I became a trifle abstracted. What I wondered would he have said about an abstracted will? He might answer to the same name as the man who sang. Ah, are you digging on my grave? But a softer fellow I had rarely seen. On velvet, yes, on velvet, I would have trusted him, but not on cinders, by no means on cinders. Yet the keen eyes bent like small topaz searchlights over the writing. I would get, I felt, what I wanted from this man. But then I suddenly remembered the words of the poet. The golden one is gone from the banquets, she beloved of Epimetheus. Hey, Brutus. Onegaimase. Thank you for sticking that into my head once more. All right.
Okay,
So
next page.
do you want to write the poem down somewhere? We can do another poem thing. Because it's not many, but sometimes they're at the end and sometimes at the start, and we might have to. That might be some easy pages to put together. Also, I think there's a hint to this person's name. The other one. Where it says he might answer to the same name as the man who sang, "Ah, are you digging on my grave?" Might be a hint to this person's first name or last name, maybe. Google this. Ooh, lyrics, yes. Thomas Hardy. Wait, when was that? That sounds more right. Oh, no, it's right. Thomas Hardy. Maybe write that name down. So it might be this person's. Like, this person might be named Thomas or Hardy or something like that. I hope you agree.
I don't know. I don't know. So many words.
Wait, is it Hardy or Harding? No, it's Hardy.
Ah, verb will. Hmm.
Also, what does mean nor cowards King Charles had? Is that the brand of the aspirin or?
Might be, I don't know, some old king who maybe was beheaded, and that's why he has really bad headache because he lost his head, or it feels like he lost his head. I don't know. Just a guess.
On Velvet, I would have trusted him, but not on Cinders. Small Topaz searchlights, might it be that his eyes, that's his eye color? I don't think that this man is dead because it talks like the person is reading something too right now, like they are in the same room. With yet the keen eyes bent like small Topaz searchlights over the writing. I think that refers to Thomas Hardy or whoever that is. Topaz is like bluish, right? Oh, it's red. Brown. Orange. um, Because it also says, I've had what I wanted from this man. So I'm pretty sure that the guy reading is alive at least.
Reading is alive, obviously, but the guy.
I thought he refers to him.
No, the person with the will, or who owns the will, or had the will, is dead. Because the main character is quoting the dead person, "Oh, are you digging on my grave?" So I think the person is dead.
No. The quote here, that's just what
The song is about.
it's just the first line of the song from the man. As I said, he might answer to the same name as the man who sang this. This is Thomas Hardy who sang this. It's just the first line of the song.
Yeah, okay, so maybe it's a song, but the person would answer with a song, and he wouldn't just take a random songs because so the song has a meaning.
No, the song. Yeah, the meaning of this quote is, in my opinion, just he might answer to the same name as the man who sang this. And the man who sang is Thomas Hardy, so he might be called Thomas Hardy or only Thomas or has something to do with Thomas Hardy's name. So the name is
Okay.
similar. That's how I understand this.
Yeah, I can see your point, but yeah, I wouldn't agree yet. Maybe we continue and see how it ends up.
Because I don't think that this is written in the will.
Ah.
It's just those two sentences, or this one sentence is just one thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he can refer to the one reading or the one who has written the will, I guess. Oh, that's what that means with Velvet and Cinders. The person opposite of him, he wouldn't trust him in dicey circumstances, only in comfortable circumstances. Okay. Mm-hmm. So this guy is either the one of, like, there's one guy present and one guy. Okay, I'm not sure which one is mentioned, which one is present. That person. This might also be Thomas. I don't know. Yeah, so the main character reads his name from the cigarette case. Yep, and topaz eyes, yeah. Okay, let's put man reading. It's a man, right? I guess. I don't know. Might be Thomas Hardy. Maybe. Or something like that. And I guess with descriptions, we just wait. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I think we need another go through with Excel page where we put all the eye colors and clothing choices or something like that. I will. Oh, we could put the will on extras. Though when I first read it, the will didn't strike me as a thing that's currently there, but it makes sense that the documents mentions are a will, I guess. I wonder how he ended up investigating murders. To be honest.
I think that's the second time, isn't it?
Yeah, he had the one where he looked at the corpse and now he looks at the will of someone. But we also know that he was a professor for mineralogy.
Yeah.
Like, how did he end up investigating murder cases? Oh, I also put this is reference or something. And hadn't had a bad head maybe also refers to not just he doesn't have a headache, but he's not stupid. Okay. So, oh wait, I wanted to check something on the other page first. Sorry.
No, how dare you?
I still think this is referring to the man reading it because it's like he looks at his cigarette case, reads his name off of it, and then he's like, he has the same name or similar name like this guy. That's how I understand it, but okay. Rintra, where hast thou hid thy bride? Weeps she in desert shades? Alas, my Rintra, bring the lovely chalice, O Calithron. Then, against a possible invasion of my privacy, I touched my white cheeks until they blushed. My luck was not in. He was a typical farm laborer with what they'd call in Bloomsbury a Newgate fringe, just like that sort of poet I suppose they'd mean. He anchored himself heavily, consciously waving an empty pipe. Henry was now stooping over the other body, whizzing between its teeth. What would I have done, I wondered. Really, his sort of thing was native to me in a way. I wished there were water without going for it. I remembered, of course, that there was a conduit dating from 1597 standing here in the marketplace, but that was of little use to me. On the whole, I thought it would have as much nerve as my dear hero, but one never knew. Henry again. He's very suspicious. Also, corpses.
Yeah, again, someone is dead.
And Henry is suspiciously there. I'm glad you agree, Freya. Yeah, I also think that something Thomas. All right. There was a what's a conduit? English words. Kanal. That makes little sense. Do you know it or do we need prayer's help?
I know conduit as in connect something with something else.
But at first I thought maybe if it was like a statue or something, because it says there was a conduit from 1597 standing here in the market. And I thought maybe like that we could figure out where he is. But that makes no sense.
Standing here is a little bit weird. If it's just there was a conduit, maybe it's like a bridge or something. I first thought maybe a shop, but I couldn't really tell you what it's selling.
A means through which something is transferred. A bridge or maybe aqueduct or something like that.
Oh.
I'm interested if the Chinese place from the beginning has something like that. Old. I mean, they have some old stuff there. But not necessarily. So maybe it's a different place. I was just wondering. I don't know if Henry's was saying looking between the body's teeth or... Yeah, I was also thinking when I read it, it sounds like the body is whistling. Because it says whistling between its teeth. But Henry would be a he, right?
He was now stooping over the other body. So it's more than one body?
Yep.
Damn.
So extras, 2 bodies. Oh, wait. Henry is present, right?
Oh, yes. Yes.
But is there someone else present?
I think I heard another person. Yeah, he was a typical farmer laborer.
Yeah, that's not Henry, right?
That's not Henry.
Might
That's
be
either
one of the
another
bodies.
person or one of the bodies.
Let's see.
He was, so
Body.
probably dead. Yeah, probably dead.
Laborer. But he anchored himself heavily, consciously waving an empty pipe also refers to the dead person? Or
Think so.
What's going on? The jaw broke on the body, yeah.
So maybe he was injured, but he didn't die, and he tried to stand up, but he couldn't because he hadn't any power left, and he tried to push himself up on a pipe, but fall down and
Oh,
just keep lying.
with pipe, I assumed like one to smoke.
Oh no, I was thinking about Stahlrohr.
But also, if he's dead, how can he consciously wave something?
That's true.
Also, it sounds like this is not the first body he encounters, at least.
Yeah, that's probably not the first.
Yeah. On the whole, I thought I would have as much nerve as my dear hero. Is Henry his hero?
Not sure.
I mean, aqueduct maybe makes also sense. I'm sorry, I'm jumping from topic to topic, but it says, I wish there were water without going for it. I remembered, of course, that there was a conduit dating from 1597 standing here in the marketplace, but that was of little use to me because he was talking about water, and aqueduct would transport water.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's designed to be very confusing. And really looking at the grammar of everything, I think nothing is like coincidence. So we could put as place maybe a market, right?
Yeah.
Look, market place, and there might be an old aqueduct or something.
Yeah.
Or should I put maybe bridge there too because we're not sure, or are we sure?
Yeah, maybe put in bridge as well.
Bridge 1597. There are too many places. Although it's always the same here. It could be this one.
We are not sure where it is.
Yeah.
There are different places mentioned.
In the first page, we're in China, so. Portugal would be an aqueduct, but that's not really a marketplace there, I don't think.
I think now in the current time it's a marketplace, and it was an aqueduct. 1597.
When I was searching for one built at the time. Wait. Marketplace at the junction of Conduit Lane. Coincidence? The conduit or wellhead was built in 1597. This fits rather well. Grantham Marketplace. Wait, where is that? Where are you? Grantham Conduit. The Adam and Robert Barry, whose name appears on the conduit alongside the date of 1597, was himself owner of the Grange at the time. I don't see. Does it say where? Wait.
Ah, a map.
Dun dun dun. Oh, it's just Grantham. That's the place. It's called Grantham. Okay. Because there's Conduit Lane, and this is also talking about a marketplace. It's UK, right?
Yep.
Yep. I think that's it. Ooh, Nottingham. I know that from Robin Hood. In Grantham, yes. We remember that that's UK, right? Again, imagine this without internet. Though when you're from England, maybe you know, but I wouldn't know, I think, if there's like something like that in Austria and someone was like, yeah, that thing. And I was like, what? Okay, that was excellent detective work.
But we still have two bodies here.
This guy, like, I'm trying to solve a murder. We're like, oh, where are you exactly? I also just read the first sentence again. Then, against a possible invasion of my privacy, I touched my white cheeks until they blushed. Does he mean that he was very pale because of the bodies?
Yeah, I think so.
And he just wanted to not look as pale?
Yeah.
So maybe not. Maybe this is the first body. I don't know.
Maybe not the first, but I don't know, second, third.
I was thinking that he was uncomfortable or something because possible invasion of my privacy. Because if it was just code,
That's a good point.
he wouldn't say it like that, I think. Also, date call in Bloomsbury sounds like he's maybe from Bloomsbury, but not sure if that's important. I'm still not sure if the corpse is consciously waving, but did we put the person? No, the bodies are extras. Although he also says really this sort of thing was native to me in a way. Sounds like it's not his first body.
Yes.
Where's the body? His hand was not stopping over the other body. Yeah, so I understood it that if someone saw him, it would invade his privacy because they would see how he feels uncomfortable, or maybe, like he doesn't like what he sees, so he just makes his cheeks blush so they can't see it as much. That's what I thought, maybe. Okay. Are we done with this page for now?
Yeah, I'm looking up something, but
Mm-hmm.
I think so. Newdigate is another town in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure about Bloomsbury yet.
Something literary.
Oh, also a town.
Probably there's multiple towns like that.
So maybe he's from a Nightingale Bridge is the Randbereich, outer area of a town.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So I think so he might be from Newdigate, Newdigate, maybe not.
Yeah, Bloomsbury could then be an area, or it could also be like a group, or
Yeah.
like newspaper, whatever. But we can't put this as place mentioned. Maybe that's important.
Mm-hmm.
And then Bloomsbury, I just make red because I don't know what that is.
Okay. Next page.
Bloomsbury is like a fashionable place in London, and Newdigate Fringe is a hairstyle bangs, we call it in America. Oh, okay. Oh, with what date? I think prayer is right. So like maybe just typical country bumpkin basic haircut. Yeah, but it makes sense because it says with what they'd call a Newdigate fringe.
Maybe he's describing the person.
Yep. I think so.
Okay.
So that's like bangs? Okay. I just added to two bodies farm laborer with bangs. I think I know which haircut that describes. Mm-hmm. I see. So fringe is the hairstyle, okay. See, native speaker helps. Yeah, I put Bloomsbury to extras because even if it is a fashion, like a fashion department, it could also be a lot of things, I think. And I also think it's not that important for now. I'm not sure. Probably every single word is important. All right. My ears were becoming attuned, and for the first time I heard clearly what the woman was saying. Are you going to leave everything to me? She asked, and I could have sworn her companion started. Then, seeing or thinking he saw his mistake, he answered, You must do just as you think fit, May. After all, it was none of my business. Some fragments of distracted flesh still lay among the rests of the spilled wine. At my sign, Henry stooped and made all clean again. And there was no immediate call for me to listen further, for there came a pause during which both seemed busy with their thoughts. And I too thought the voice was like, and yet not like that of Janetta Sheringham. How we had laughed that day in the hayfield when John sat on the buttered rows and we devised games out of straws, and we thought the cricket a war horse, barded and chauffron too, real fairy with wings, all right. Okay, so my theory, two people are fighting. One of them is called May, one of them is his husband, and it seems like Henry is his butler, assistant.
Yes, yes, yes. I had the same idea. Yes.
Both or about Henry?
Henry. Fighting, yeah, I'm not sure, but it's a nice idea.
Because the wine is spilled and there was still flesh. Disjected flesh sounds super ugly and like another corpse, but it also, I think it's just like they were eating and someone spilled the wine and they are currently. I don't know, I think they are fighting. Because it's like, are you going to leave everything to me? And he's like, you must do just as you think fit, May. And then he's also like, actually, it's none of my business. I'm just here. May is also present, right? Because she talks.
All right, right.
And then also another man. No, another woman. No, no, no,
Yeah.
no, no, no. No,
Wait.
no, no, no. She asks, are you going to leave everything to me? May asks, and he answers, you must do just as you think fit. So another male is there.
Oh.
I think.
At first, I was thinking the male person is gonna leave her either for a job or leave her entirely. So maybe the main character just got into the, I don't know, or is in the scene, and the male person is about to leave his wife for something.
Or Henry is saying you must do as you think fit.
Or Henry, him.
It could be Henry, but it's like, it. From what we know about Henry, I wouldn't say he talks like that, but I'm not sure. Janetta Sheringham is probably another reference to someone famous, right? Stop Reddit. No, it's not. So maybe this is another person?
Oh.
Lucy Jeanette Sheringham. Who are you? Family search. Doesn't look like a famous person. Like, nothing famous comes up right away, so. Maybe we should write that down. In extras? Or as people mentioned?
Maybe people mentioned.
Okay.
And if it's mentioned again, we know it's a person, and if not, it's just a reference. or description of the person, of the person in the scene here, that she has a nice voice.
Yeah, I was thinking that May is with a person and the main character is with Henry, or Henry is his. It seems like he's his butler. Because
Yeah.
at my sign, Henry stooped and made all clean again. It's like a butler's thing to do. Yeah. Like I might be wrong. Maybe it is Henry talking, but when I read it, for me it didn't strike me that it's Henry talking there. I mean, it could also be that Henry invited him, but nah, then it would be weird for him to be like, "I'm with you and your wife now. Clean up."
And I get your argument, where you said argument, because he comes in and it's really loud, his ears are becoming altered, and he doesn't understand the word they're saying, and when he gets closer, he finally understands what the woman is saying.
Yeah, and maybe they started fighting or went outside to fight
Yeah.
and then came back in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I just wanted to Google to scatter about. Yeah, because distracted flash, I was thinking something like that. It's like scattered. So I was thinking maybe they were at dinner and then someone like hit the table or something and the food was like spilled and the wine was spilled and then they fought and ran out and now come back in. So maybe you could put it extra also, or at places that they are eating right now. At least it seems to me like they are either out or at someone's home, but I would say at someone's home, but not sure. Should put it to extras or places?
I would put it to extras.
Okay. That was an easy page compared to the one before that.
Oh, yes.
Wait, John? Oh wait,
Who
that's
the hell is
something
John?
else. He's just mentioned, but there's John. I just saw it. That's like he starts talking about the past.
Ah. Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that's his lover.
Yeah, maybe.
He's just like, why are you talking about this suddenly, dude? Yeah, I thank you, Priya. Yeah, I missed John almost. This guy's thoughts are so convoluted. He's like, oh, they're fighting. I remembered when John and I were in the hay.
Oh, we were so happy.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily sure if John is connected to the situation or if he's just thinking about him for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think we're done, right?
Yep.
Mm, should we put Hayfield as places mentioned? Because it could be that in the page following page 14, like
Yes.
the real page,
Yeah.
it might also talk about the Hayfield.
Mm-hmm.
And then we could maybe connect it. I just put Hayfield past thoughts or something like that. Maybe that helps.
Yeah, John and the main character are definitely friends from the past, and it's either May or the other man in the scene here.
Yeah, I'm not sure if John is the man in the scene, so
No, it's probably not.
yeah.
Or is it?
It could be.
The man fighting with May is John actually? Huh. Interesting. Yeah, but not for sure.
I think now we put it down like a May connected to May and John. If we later find out that John is married to May, then we will connect the dots. I think so.
Yeah.
I think it's enough that we put it down like this. Was there anything else? Also not sure what it meant, but I could have sworn her companion started when after she's
The companion started the fight, probably.
I don't know. It's such a weird
Started
place.
shouting.
But yeah, then seeing or thinking he saw his mistake, he answered. Yeah. Okay. Never mind. That was enough. That's good enough. Actually, I have to go at 8, but I might just be a little bit longer so we can finish at 10 pages. Okay. Now, I considered in my dear lions, it would be coming of age hours, and I wondered if they would ever do that over here. I fancied what self consciousness and precociosity there would be, for instance, if the BBC ever took it up. A strange institution, but the nursed views was always interesting. Yes, if sitting at the familiar table with Bart chewing at my moccasins, I could have broadcast it all. I would have left the mighty heart of England to deal with it. On that very day, I recalled another terrible thing happened. John Hewitt and Sarah Drew, just engaged to be married, were working together in a field of barley when they were both struck dead by lightning. Alexander, the only noteworthy pope of my native land, was demonstrably affected, and my namesake wrote a letter in which he said that Sarah's left eye was injured, and there appeared a black spot on her breast. Her lover was all over black, but not the least sign of life was found in either. Oh, John is dead.
He will be missed.
We just met him, now he's dead. And Sarah Drew. So I don't think he's with May. Or he married again, but I'm not sure. John Hewitt and Sarah Drew, just engaged to be married, were working together in a field of barley when they were both struck dead by lightning. Yep, pretty much dead.
Lightning, can we blame lightning?
I don't know, it says name. Maybe someone smuggled a metallic thing in their pockets and that's why they were struck by lightning. Also, they were both struck by lightning. And he was all black and her. I mean, I'm not sure if the author knows how lightning works, but to me, it doesn't sound like lightning. Because, yeah, I don't know. Murdered by. I mean, examples are only names. I'm not sure if lightning counts. God, I don't know. Weather.
Oh, I can't spell.
Oh, wait. Alexander, the only noteworthy pope of my native land, was demonstrably affected. Why was he demonstrably affected? But I also thought we could get the date from this. When was Alexander of England pope? Wait, they aren't they? Don't they have another religion? Don't they have their own church?
Are there not two things in England? Protestantisch and something? Ah, here we go.
Catholic too, then it would be a pope. But I'm not sure why he would be affected by this. If just two people die.
Because they just got married. Yeah.
Catholic and Protestant. Or whatever you pronounce it. But like the lightning, it says Sarah's left eye was injured and there appeared a black spot on her breast. Her lover was all over black. So that sounds like for that to happen, first of all, I don't think you burn, like your body burns when lightning strikes you. You might be dead because your heart functionality is, like the
yes, yeah,
whatever, your heart stops, but you're not burning to death when
yeah.
lightning strikes you. And also, even if they held hands, it would have been him to have jumped for her to get it in her eye and out of her breast. Like, that makes no sense. Lightning kinda sus. The character's name is Alexander John. Yeah, or something else, but yeah, he talks about his namesake. I mean, it won't be John that wrote that letter, that's for sure. But that might not refer to Alexander as well. But there's at least someone that has the same name as the protagonist, but we also don't know the protagonist's name. Yeah. Oh, might he not mean a real pope?
No, 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 no. I don't think it's a real pope. It's not the one in Rome. Probably just the priest of
No, I think it's his last
town.
name. I think it's Alexander Pope.
Wait, what?
Yeah. I mean, it's not necessarily this Alexander Pope I just Googled. But when I read it again, I was like, oh, this reminds me of Da Vinci Code, where they were also, there was the same thing. They used the same thing where, like, where a pope lies, and they were like, oh, yeah, the pope. But it was just a name that a guy whose last name was Pope.
Huh.
Oh, so let me quickly Google demonstrate. Oh my god. Demonstrably. Because I think I read that wrong and I connect the wrong words. No, okay, in a way that is clearly apparent or capable of being logically proved. A tragic tale of lightning romance of John Hewitt and Sarah Drew as told by England's greatest poet, Alexander Pope.
No.
On the 31st of July, 1718. I'm sorry, you can't see that well, right? But I read it to you. John Hewitt and Sarah Drew were working in a farm field near the village of Slanton Hercourt in Oxfordshire Crossroads. They were rustic lovers, he about 25 years age and she an attractive maiden a little younger. They were betrothed and had, on that very morning, obtained the consent of the parents on both sides to their marriage, which was to take place on the following week. The poet Alexander Pope was a guest at Stanton Hercourt Manor in the Tower at the time, and he recorded the tragic incident of the day in the following words. Between 2 and 3 o'clock in the afternoon, the clouds grew black, and such a storm of thunder and lightning ensued that all the laborers made the best of their way to what shelter the trees and hedges afforded. Sarah was frightened and fell down in a swoon on a heap of barley. John, who never separated from her, having raked together 2 or 3 heaps, the better to secure her from the storm. Immediately after was heard so loud a crash as if the heavens had split asunder. Everyone was now solicitous for this neighbor, and they called to one another throughout the field. No answer being returned to those who called to the lovers, they stepped into the place where they lay. They perceived the body all in the smoke and then spied the faithful pair. John with one arm about Sarah's neck and the other held over her as if to screen her from lightning. They were struck dead and sniffed in this tender posture. Sarah's left eye was injured and there appeared a black spot on her breast. Her lover was blackened all over. Not the least sign of life was found in either. Attended by their melancholy companions, they were conveyed to the town, and the next day were interred in Sutton Hagrid courtyard. Okay.
Well, the whole page is useless.
Yes. Yep.
Damn.
True. That's true. Prayer is right. I think the main character is called Alexander.
Yeah.
Yep. But so not that useless.
So maybe the main topic is.
And we know which time this is roughly, right? No. That was like when was that? 1718?
No. I think he's telling the story about John Hewitt and Sarah Drew, but that's probably not the same John as mentioned earlier.
Oh, on that very day, I recalled another terrible thing happened. Why does he remember that all of a sudden? Okay. But okay, so...
It was a famous story of his hometown.
Yeah. But we can put John Hewitt and Sarah Drew and Alexander Pope as references.
Yeah.
And we are pretty sure our main character is called Alexander. Because the namesake is actually... Oh my god, I wonder how much more pages like that there are and we just didn't figure this out. Let's put Alexander Pope writer. The first half seems to have a lot of info. Yeah, I also read it again because I was like, we were so held up by this thing. So it's late, right? Oh, and Bart? Is Bart a person? No, it's a dog, right? Moccasins are shoes, right? Yeah. Might he have a dog named Bart? Brainbug gone silent. Yeah, I also think the Bart is a dog. They put him as a person still? Or extras?
Persons.
Okay.
Definitely persons. Oop.
What is lions? Sorry.
I don't know.
Like a fabric? There's also a town just called Lions. With a lot of universities. The second largest student city in France. Lyon.
Yawn. This sentence is just a little bit weird. In my dear Lyon.
Well, if he likes the place, maybe. Maybe he was the professor there since it's a student city.
Oh.
Oh, he says in Lyon it would be late now, right? Not necessarily that it's late where he is right now. I considered in my dear Lyon it would be coming of age hours.
Ah, okay.
Okay, though France and England have the same time zone, I think. So maybe he's somewhere else? But then he says left England, right? I think we could put Lyon as place mentioned.
Oh, yes. Yep.
Yeah, it sounds like he's in England. Although he says, I would have left the mighty heart of England. Not sure. Yeah, that's true, Prayer. Maybe he got news about something happening in France. But what still strikes me weird is in Lyon it would be coming of age hours. Age hours meaning it's late, right? But isn't it the same time zone as England or like 1 hour apart? That's a weird thing to say then when it's the same time. Like I'm also not sitting here and thinking, oh, at Brainbox it's getting late, but it's also getting late here.
It's definitely getting late here. Very, very late compared to you.
That confuses me a bit. But maybe we can at least, we could put late legend in neon there for reference. I fancied what self-consciousness and precociosity there would be, for instance, if the BBC ever took it up. It being something happening in France, maybe. And then he also remembers the other story. So maybe also like someone died by lightning or something like that.
Oh, that's actually not a bad idea.
So
maybe someone died he knew.
Or maybe in a strange way when he talks about BBC.
Mm-hmm.
I put in extras something happening possibly in France. Other question. Do we know? We don't know which time we're in, right?
I don't think so. I thought it's something 19 something.
Because if he was in a war,
that
would have been World War One, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which was 1914 to 1918. Just putting it out there. I don't think he works for the BBC. I think I think something as major, like something major happened, as major as so that BBC would maybe like report upon it. That's how I understand this.
BBC was founded 1922.
Mm-hmm. So this is after war.
Yeah, definitely.
But it also seems like he's at home because it says familiar table with his dog.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. Maybe
I mean, he could also
either he's at home or he's somewhere else, and that's why he makes the reference to late hours. I don't know.
Okay, I think we're done with this for now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. One's eyebrows. Oh, sorry, prayer. At the very least, it has to be 1922 or later that the story takes place. Yep. At least this very instance of the story. Yep. But we were thinking from other pages from last stream that he fought in the war. Hey, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm joining once we're done. I hope that's all right. We have 4 more pages. So we were thinking he fought in a war, then became a professor, or was a professor before. And then there's like, yeah. So I think the story spans from pre-war to after war, at least 1922. Yeah. All right. I'm going to read that page now. One's eyebrows were one's own, I always thought. Though I did remember a case, Aunt Mary's to be precise, when it was not so. She had met him after the explosion, of course, and when it became a question of dinner and the Highgate Empire, actually with performing quaggas, she put herself in the hands of the man who made up for it, if anything could make up for the Russian ballet. And they dropped naturally, like 2 fussy caterpillars into the clear soup at supper. The old days. The Highgate Empire, where Wilkie Bard is Lauder, did not say, sang, oh, his love, and fondly say did, I, oh mine. At last the two did the horrors ceased in their shrill claim and counterclaim for sweaty quasi-transparencies of color and goggled at me while I put back to mine. Bill always called them two dark flapper moons. Should I make an effort and go back to Henry? He was ready to laugh. That at least was obvious. Excuse me. Henry, what?
Oh, Henry, why? Damn you.
Does he love his butler? I never thought that Henry and the person from the garden were the same person. I always thought they were two separate people.
Yes.
I'm still thinking it's two separate people. He was ready to laugh. That at least is obvious. Okay, so people mentioned Henry and Aunt Mary. Is that not the one that he mentioned in the house, right?
I don't think so.
Oh, the other one was Mrs. Gay.
Also, no.
Yeah.
I was thinking about the woman fighting with a man.
Oh no, that was
That was also a woman called Mary, but
May.
oh, May.
Yeah.
Oh, May. Okay, never mind.
So we are pretty sure that the main character is gay. Which is 1935 when this was published, well, right? So in the previous page, I think the most lore we draw from that page with the garden, right, Brainbug?
Yeah.
There was a mentioning of a guy he kind of loved and a girl he married. And we thought he married her for to keep an image of not being gay. And he either married someone from lower standing or he married into higher standing. I think we also had that somewhere. Also, after the explosion, now makes me reconsider the war thing. Though he was talking about guns at some point. But we were thinking he was injured and couldn't walk. Hence, he has no chair. Maybe he was also like, maybe this explosion has something to do with it. Because the explosion seems important, so we put it into extras.
Yep.
Him. She met someone, right?
There's definitely a male person mentioned. And they dropped naturally. So they're probably dead, but not killed.
Like two fussy caterpillars into the clear soup at supper.
Yeah.
Sounds like killed. I mean, I understand the naturally, but then it's like two fuzzy caterpillars into the clear soup at supper, and in my head it's just two people eating and suddenly dropping dead into the soup, aka being poisoned.
No.
The old days, when people just died eating soup.
Yeah. Feels like yesterday.
What's the Highgate Empire?
Yes.
Oops. I want to do that.
Opening up private folders. Nice. Never mind.
What is this?
Oh, wait, what? Ah, quaggas are animals. I see.
What kind of animals?
A horse, combination of a horse and a zebra.
Okay. So I think the Highgate Empire was like a venue. Maybe
What's a venue?
like where music or ballet was played.
Ah, okay. Ah.
So I'm not very sure about this. But there is an entry of like National Archives of UK, and there's the Highgate Empire, which was on some road. And on this place, there's when you Google how it's called now, there's a public entertainment at the Gresham Ballroom, Holloway Street, whatever, Holloway Road. Like this is now there, so. And it was formerly called the Highgate Empire, so it might be this. Maybe? That's the best I can kind of come up with. But that makes sense with the Russian ballet, I think.
Yeah, yeah. And we're performing quaggas like a circus.
And when it became a question of dinner in the Highgate Empire, well, does it mean they went for dinner and there, or they had to decide?
I think it's both. They went for dinner and a performance. Maybe because the woman, Mary, nursed the person hit by the explosion, and the person wanted to make it up and invited her for dinner and something else, ballet.
Put this into places mentioned. And you think they are dead, right?
Yeah, but I think they are naturally dead.
Hmm. I assume Wilkie Bard was like an actor. British vaudeville and music hall entertainer, yep. And Lauder was just some person, like character from a play, I assume.
Well, I did remember a case, so maybe he's remembering something he read about a man and Mary, and that was a few years ago, several years ago,
Oh, I thought
1883.
the case he was talking about the eyebrow thing.
Mm.
Uh, what's Lauder for a character? That name is too common. I was just trying to figure out when the citation of this thing ends.
Mm-hmm.
The Highgate Empire where Wiki Bard as daughter did not say, sang, oh, his love, and fondly say, did I, oh mine. I guess it ends here. At last the two little horrors ceased in their shrill claim and counterclaim for sweaty quasi transparencies of color and goggled at me while I put black to mine. Okay, maybe not. It's Bill is also a name though.
Mm-hmm.
When you look up Russian ballet, earliest mention is 1909. Doesn't end up with quaggers. I thought it were just animals. Bill. I wonder if this means that he has dark eyes, the main character. And goggled at me while I put black to mine. Bill always called them two dark flapper moons. Also not sure if the two little horrors he means Mary and her husband or whatever. Sees in the shrill claim fancy home. Prosthetic quasi transparencies of color.
Yeah, I was thinking of something else. I was thinking about the main characters in some sort of office, and two people want something from him, and they make claims and counterclaims and so on and so on. And he thinks about Bill, who calls them dark flappers, so maybe the people, not.
Oh, I thought at least the two little horrors, he means Mary and whoever sees in the shrill claim and counter claim. I thought maybe shrill claim would be her home.
Yeah, I don't think the second part is about Mary and the
Oh,
male
okay.
person.
For sweaty quasi transparencies of color, I thought on second thought maybe that is because I thought this is talking about his eye color. And if you're dead, your eyes go like foggy. So I thought maybe that's why I connected it to them and goggled at me while I put black to mine. I'm not sure. He's like, 2 people died. Henry, love me, please.
Yes. That's the gist of it. Yeah, maybe someone died and there's something wrong with their eyebrows, and he's remembering a case he read about many years ago.
But
So we need the first part with if there's another part with eyes or eyebrows mentioned on another page.
One's eyebrows were one's own, I always thought, though I did remember a case when it was not so explosion. Maybe she had, but one of them did not have eyebrows because of the explosion.
Yeah, for example, yeah.
Ah.
So he's remembering something again because of something on another page.
But yeah, he invited her to see something. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if they are dead or whatever. Are we done?
Yeah, I think so.
I wanted to find this person. Like, this is obviously a character of a play. Sing of his love and finally say, "Did eye of mine" is from a River Burns poem. Yeah, I just wanted to know if it ends here or if the following part is also something, but I guess it ends here then. Okay. Robert Burns, okay. Well. So maybe Aunt Mary is not that important, I guess. If it's just a case he read.
Probably not.
Okay. I am conveniently situated with the moon on the one hand and the dawn on the other. Conveniently situated for some things, that is. Here's young Sawney, for instance, parking his four-door with a perfectly grey face. I'm sorry. He is fumbling with the lock arrangement. I've never tried the stuff myself. Bad for the hand. He's visiting the moon for the first time today, and just the first. I almost wish I had tried the lapsang. I remember I once received 7 pounds of lapsang from Grace, or the moaning very choice, delicate flavor. Why go to pubs? There would be no moaning at the bar. Yes, there's Kate Somerset, looking actually proud. And that must be he, poor child. Ah, here she is. She slips like a blonde lily into the chair opposite. My heart turns over a little in my breast and then resettles. She's very beautiful. Why should I think her beauty somewhat sinister? Because perhaps marriage is in the air? Ooh, maybe it's the panty girl. Also, this page sounded like he's on drugs. Sorry. I don't understand anything.
Okay, next page.
Should we put the moon and dawn as people?
Hmm.
Because then he's visiting the moon for the first time today and just the first. If he's like moon and dawn are nicknames maybe for the guy in the garden and his future wife. And his wife might be Dawn or Moon, I don't know. What's Lepsang? T. Sawney, a given name, a form of Alexander. Is Grace a person?
Yes, I think Grace is a person.
Okay. I don't know what moaning is. There would be no moaning. It's moonshine. Sawney also refers to a Scottish person. I think Kate Somerset might be a person and not a reference. Because fast Googling doesn't bring me anything. And he, poor child, is also a person, I guess. And I'm not sure if she is Kate.
Hmm. Line breaks would be nice.
She. Also, what do you think of the dawn and moon thing? Where's Swanee? Yeah, what's that? Yeah, you can post a link. Should be allowed. Ah. The moon on the one hand, the dawn on the other. The moon is my sister, the dawn is my brother. The moon on my left and the dawn on my right. My brother, good morning. My sister, good night. You think he is just referencing this?
Oh,
Or do
point.
you think he means one is his sister, one his brother? I hope not, because I'm not sure about this. So I think she is completely not involved with the rest of the page. And I think that she is also present, right? And she might be the girl he marries. Maybe he's watching a brother try and visit her sister. I also think that this person with the four-door is a car, I assume. Four-door automobile. As opposed to a two-door automobile.
Oh.
But I think this person parking his car is... Who's calling me? Oh. I can't. Can we assume the person is blonde? She slips like a blonde lily into the chair opposite. My heart turns.
Not sure if that's a description of a person.
Or maybe he's important, actually. Never mind.
Everyone is important.
He might be Dawn. Then?
I don't know. The moon and dawn thing is a little bit hard for me. For me, it sounds like he's conflicted where to go, either to moon or to dawn, left or right.
Moaning is weird, yeah.
Mm.
But can we agree that Moon and Dawn are referring to persons?
People, yeah, probably.
Yeah. So synonyms for someone.
Mm-hmm. And one is maybe Henry, and one is
Yeah, first I thought it's I thought he's conflicted if he marries her or goes to him. But maybe
Mm.
we're too caught up on the
Yeah,
gay thing.
yeah.
I will write on the page moon and dawn from what Prayer has sent us, this poem or whatever, that it might be also brother and sister. It could also be that he married his lover's sister.
Oh.
But I don't think that Dawn is the person that comes in and he marries, so maybe not. Also, I'm not sure if poor child is referring to one of those.
Mm.
And that must be he, poor child. So Kate, Somerset, and he, poor child. Yeah, I don't know what to make about moaning because I first thought it might be a drink, but I couldn't find anything.
Wait a second. Perhaps marriage is in the air. It's maybe not the main character's marriage. So the first sentence, I'm situated with the moon on the one hand and the dawn on the other hand. Mm-hmm. Here's young Swanee, so it's dawn. He's fumbling with a lock arrangement and so on. He is visiting Moon for the first time. So Dawn is visiting Moon for the first time. And they will be probably getting married. That's my idea.
Mm-hmm.
So it's probably either both of them or one of them is befriended with the main character and he's helping them to meet up.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking he looks maybe out of the window and sees the moon dawn thing, and then someone else, she comes in and sits with him and also looks out or whatever. Okay, I don't know. This page is very confusing. So I put on the page, I put the brother and sister and also the theory about Swanee being Dawn and marrying Moon.
Yeah.
Okay, so do we leave it like that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. 2 more pages. Or 3 more pages, actually. I discussed certain passages with the man, and he was too guardedly ignorant in his contributions to our discussion. The chapter on the fall of the rupee you may omit. It is somewhat too sensational. Even these metallic problems have their melodramatic side. But would I have called him to me had it not been for money? Many a truth had been spoken, I reflected, as an epigram, like something very far away in a great disused house that may to the aching ear seem to be lifting a flag in some disused second cellar. My suspicion made an escaping movement, a movement of birth in a blank and distant subterrane of my mind. As I looked at him, I realized that no single dish would satisfy the man. He would be even too he would be even to start with for a course of soup, and then another of fishes, as my namesake said, and another of birds. I have never met any really wicked person before. I feel rather frightened. I am so afraid he will look just like everyone else. Uh-huh. So his namesake is Alexander, probably, right?
Mm.
He said, okay, wait. I feel like between grave face and gunning and never trying that stuff myself, bad for the hand, I'm wondering if the brother meeting his sister is some kind of drug. Oh, I thought like maybe driving is bad for the hand because cars were a new thing. Maybe. I don't know. Hmm. Yeah, okay, yeah, that also makes sense actually. For this page, I think the and another of birds is just a quote or something reference to Alexander Pope, which is his namesake.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Just the last part. So I think he's just like, yeah, this man won't be satisfied. He'd go for a course of soup and then another of fishes. And then he's making a joke about, and Alexander Pope will say birds because he makes a lot of reference to birds, apparently. So I think that's just a reference.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, so the man is a person, right?
Yeah, there's definitely a male, or is it a man? Yes, a
Yep.
man.
I also was thinking while I read this, maybe he's not like an investigator or something because he looks at corpses, right? I thought maybe he writes for a newspaper or for
Oh,
BBC.
that may be true, yes.
Because then he says it is somewhat too sensational, and I was like, maybe he writes something, and this is maybe his like editor or something.
You need to read every second sentence, so ignore one sentence. I discussed certain passages with a man, and he was too gradually ignorant in his contribution to our discussion. Ignore the next one. It is somewhat too sensational,
Yeah.
but would I have called him to had it not been for money?
Yeah.
So he called him because the main character is having problems with money. Maybe an editor, yeah.
Yes, yeah, I also thought maybe an editor, and he has a story he
Mm-hmm.
deems too sensational, but he called him
Mm-hmm.
because he wants money, and he's like, yeah, write this.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like,
Yeah.
all right. I guess. What's an epigram? A pithy saying or remark expressing an idea in a clever and amusing way. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that's another sentence you have to ignore, and
Yeah.
then read the next one again.
Like something
Like
very far
something.
away in a great disused house that may to the aching ear seem to be lifting a flag in some disused second cellar. My suspicion made an escaping movement, a movement of birth.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you also need to read every second comma part of this to make more sense of it. Like something very far away in a great disused house. My suspicion made an escaping movement. What's suspicion?
That's something like surprise.
No, I mean, what does he mean? Like, what's he is suspicious of?
Maybe because he was thinking about the house. Not sure if it's his house, this used house, and he caught himself in thinking about it and was like, "Oh yeah, I need to go back to my first thoughts."
But the house is only a metaphor for what they speak about, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He just means the man said something that was so vague, but it made him suspicious, but it was very, very vague. Like a noise in an old house, like in the second cellar somewhere that you can barely hear, but it was there. So he was a little suspicious of him, but it was very vague. And he probably can't put his finger on it. Like, why?
Yeah.
And he's picky eater. So people present is the man, right?
Yeah.
The man. Editor, question mark? Or someone with money? Is money. Because if he writes for a newspaper, that would also fit in why he
Investigates corpses, yeah.
And also reads wills and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But he doesn't like him very much. And he's wicked. But what does he... The last sentence confuses me. Like, I can make sense of the page, I think. But I am so afraid he will look just like everyone else. I'm not sure what he means by that.
Not sure either.
Especially since he says he will look. Like, he already talked to him, right?
Yeah. That's the point. They're already talking to each other. Or maybe he's talking about someone else.
Yeah. Yeah, Prey, I had that in the back of my mind, but I couldn't voice it. He's scared that someone wicked looks like any regular person. So he's scared that he can't distinguish someone wicked from any other person, and that he might... Because he can also put... Yeah, that makes sense. Because there's something about him he doesn't like. He can't put his finger on him. He looks normal, but he's scared that he can't see that he's weird. Also, what's... wait. Is rupee is money, right? A currency, right?
Probably.
Yeah, that's Indian. Yeah.
Ah. Oh, yes.
Because it says the chapter on the fall of the rupee you may omit. Like, don't. Nobody cares about finance. Indian money. Even these metallic problems have their melodramatic side. Does he mean coins? At first, I thought maybe he talks about murder there because knives are
Yeah,
from out of
yeah, you
metal.
have to read every second sentence again to make it sense.
The chapter 4 of the rupee you may omit. Even these metallic problems have their melodramatic side. Many a truth had been spoken, I've acted as an epigram. Did the killer kill Marquise? I guess, because he's not here. Well. Okay. Yeah, Brainbug is doing all the work, basically.
I had to decide. Either I learn for a test for tomorrow or I solve a puzzle. I decided for the puzzle.
God damn it. I mean, we're almost done. Then you can go back to studying.
I don't know. I don't want to go back to studying. Studying is boring.
To be honest, Brainbug is a very good echo chamber for my thoughts. That makes sense. Alright, are we done with this page?
I think so
Yeah.
for now. They're probably talking about. So the editor probably wants him to write something. Something happened, I don't know, something with currency in India or something really boring. And he's like, yeah, but I would like to write something interesting. And
Oh, I thought it would be the other way around.
or the other way around, yeah.
I thought he was like wanted to write about the fall of the rupee, and the editor was like, no, that's boring. Write about this, and he's like, but that's somewhat too sensational, and he's like, nah, you're gonna write this
either this way or the other way around.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, but interesting because editor might be a good, or like that he's actually a writer, not a detective or anything.
Yep.
Okay. Yesterday he got in another of his own kind, who agreed she'd done it all herself. He twiddled the polished knob, and Mr. Hall came into the room again. I heard him muttering that it was appropriate, the human comedy couldn't possibly have gone on beyond today. I rather surprisingly liked music. Surprisingly, that is, to anyone who did not know that my people came from the same place as the McCrimmons, that famous race of hereditary music makers. I was rather astonished to hear him saying something about someone who has, by virtue first, then choice, a queen. Tell me, if she were not designed the eclipse and glory of her kind. So I pulled his sleeve. He pulled my cars and said it was Wotton, which I didn't think it was, and that she had only just come to Falkland. I made a low noise and at once knew I had done the wrong thing. Usually he just said William Sidney Portnell when I offended, but then he said something much worse. That confuses me. But Mr. Hall is the guy with the knobs that interrupted and maybe killed someone.
Yep.
Also knobs again. I put knobs into extras. Because we had this twice. Okay, so Mr. Hall. The human comedy couldn't possibly have gone on. What's that?
The sentence. I rather surprisingly liked music. Surprisingly, that is, to anyone who did not know that my people came from the same place as the
Scottish.
McCrimsons. Yes, that's the same thing I was thinking of.
Scottish.
So the main character is probably Scottish.
I make them red because I don't think as a person they are important, but as a distinction of the main character being
Yep.
Scottish. I was rather astonished to hear him saying something about someone who was by virtue first, then choice a queen. Eh?
The person was by choice a queen and by virtue, or by first a virtue. What's a virtue?
Virtue is like, I don't know how to describe it. Like your qualities.
Oh, okay.
Wait, I ask. I'm not Cambridge Dictionary or something. Or Google.
Yeah, I got it.
Behavior showing high moral standards.
So by choice, a queen. Hmm.
Okay, so the prayer sent. Oh yeah, okay, that makes maybe more sense. Oh yeah, that's a bit too late there. French La Comédie Humaine, a collected edition of tales and novels in 17 volumes. God, that makes more sense. Oh, so it's like multiple novels, and he's like, "What's that still a thing?" My friends want to play it PUBG with me, but we have one more page then. Yeah, I'm not sure what the thing about the queen is.
He got into an argument with an English person.
Elizabeth of Bohemia by Sir Henry Wotton. English verse. You mean the beauties of the night, the puri, blah blah blah. Ah, okay, he switched it around.
So they're talking about something, and one person said, "Yeah, it was Wotton who said that," and he's like, "No, it's not. It was William Sidney Porter." And he said, "No, it was blah blah blah. And he was, what? No, no way. Maybe? I don't.
It's actually from Wotton who said that or wrote that. So, someone who was by virtue first and choice a queen. So this is tell me if she were not designed the eclipse and glory of her kind. So that's all from that thing. Yeah, and he was like, he put my ears and said it was Wotton, which I didn't think it was, and that she had only just come to Falcon and with a low noise. Okay, yeah, they're fighting about who said that.
Probably, yes. Yeah.
And he was kind of so. This Mr. Hall is like in hierarchy over him, right? And probably older than him.
Is Mr. Hall the one he's fighting with? Or is it another person?
I think him refers to Mr. Hall, but I'm not sure.
I'm also not sure. And the
Because
first sentence mentions a woman, but never again.
I say he got in another of his own kind who agreed she'd done it all herself. Okay. Wait, I gotta open the. Yeah, okay, I was just looking if that also might be from the same poem. It's not.
Ah, okay. Okay.
Yeah, it could also be that he is referring to someone else because there could be a sentence above yesterday he got in another of his own kind. It's kind of hard to tell. But yeah. So Mr. Hall is either present or mentioned.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I put he Mr. Hall question mark. And then I'm confused with this. Usually he just said William Sidney Porter when I offended, but then he said something much worse. It sounds like his name, but I thought he's Alexander Pope. William Sidney Porter, better known by his pen name O. Henry. Coincidence?
Oh.
Was in a wait. No, time is okay. O. Henry, yes. And before it's actually he's just schizophrenic and he's all the characters and he killed everyone. William Sidney Porter, better known by his pen name O. Henry, was an American writer known primarily for his short stories, though he also wrote poetry and non-fiction. The Gift of the Magi, the Duplicity of Hargraves, and The Ransom of Red Chief, for example. As well as the novel Cabbages and Kings. So, because this is like a name, I don't think that's the MC's name. Oh my god, the Wikipedia entry of this guy is huge. Potter used a number of pen names, including O. Henry or Olivier Henry. Other names included S. H. Peters, James L. Bliss, T. B. Dowd, and Howard Clark. Oh, maybe the origin of the name is interesting. It was during these New Orleans days that I adopted my pen name of O. Henry. I said to a friend, I'm going to send out some stuff. I don't know if it amounts to much, so I want to get a literary alias. Help me pick out a good one. He suggested that we get a newspaper and pick a name from the first list of notables that we found in it. In the society columns, we found the account of a fashionable ball. Here we have our notables, said he. We looked down to the list and my eye lighted on the name Henry. That'll do for a last name, said I. Now for a first name, I want something short. None of your three-syllable names for me. Why don't you use a plain initial letter then? Asked my friend. Good, said I. O is about the easiest letter written, and O it is. Oh my god, that was loud. Thank you, Nonaru, for gifting a sub to Prayer. Also, Prayer, have fun with the emotes and no ads. Olivier Henry, yep. Okay, can we agree that this is not his name? I don't understand why he would call him like that, but maybe he just didn't like the author or something. But that would be too much of a coincidence if he has the same name like a guy whose alias is O. Henry.
Yeah. Maybe Henry is in the same room as Mr. Hall and the main character. And when the main character offended Mr. Hall turned to Henry and said, William Sidney Porter, do something about him.
Might be. But then he said something much worse. Why is that a bad thing, though? He might refer to Henry then.
Mm.
If it's a bad thing. So maybe he's like Alfred from Batman, like older than him and taking care of him and also being his butler. Could his name be Alexander O. Henry? I hope it's not. I hope his name is not Henry. Because that would confuse me.
Yes, and we have two Henrys in here, and no.
I mean, I still think that his first name is either Alexander or his last name is Pope, or he is called Alexander Pope.
Mm-hmm.
So Alexander Pope is somewhere in his name. Oh, Henry is it? Oh, because he's Scottish.
Oh.
Oh, god damn.
Alexander O. Henry. Ooh.
God damn it. That would be wow. And it's I don't want to know how much clues we've missed already.
Do you want to write it on the page? So, or
Oh yeah, I read it on the page then. So Olivier Henry, and that could mean Henry, and that could mean Alexander Henry. Damn. Lol, god damn it, indeed. All right, that would be interesting. Okay. I wrote it down, so.
Yep.
Last page for today.
Oh no.
Then you have to study.
Capital letters. Oh my god.
Yeah. The best I had done seemed to me blank and suspicious. My great thoughts, as I supposed them, were they not in reality meager? Next day I would have to pay for all I had had of solace, and for all I would have later. It would, I thought, have seemed impossible to link Will's friend Ben with Will's wife, and yet they went off together, or at least on that same day. The bricklayer out of Annandale and the inheritor of the second best bed. Strange bedfellows. Underneath this stone he had set doth lie as much beauty as could die. But of course he hadn't been talking about her, nor had either had anything to do with my waking, my strong tea, and my first pill. That all happened by the mole, and there was an oldest brass in England saying, Sire, Iohan, Daubernon, Chivaler, Gist, I see death, de sa alme et mercy. Good enough. We have circled and circled till we have arrived home again, we two. Excuse me? I'm gonna Google Isaiah Iohan
Chevalier.
Daubernon. Must be enough if it's a thing. Yep. This is it. What is this? Until recently, the prize believed to represent the first sire John Daubenhorn was dated 1277, blah blah blah. British Isles. Okay, that's just. Okay, wait. Why does he mention this? I don't understand. I put this guy's name on the page. I don't know if it's important. Sir John de Aubernon. But he's back in England.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
There are two people mentioned. Will's friend Ben and his wife.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's Will,
And
Ben, and Will's wife, right?
I don't think Will is here. Not sure.
Sorry. So Ben and Will's wife went off together.
Yeah.
And slept with each other?
I don't know.
I will Google. Doth lie as much beauty as could die. Epitaph on Elizabeth, L.H. by Ben Jonson. It's a reference. Ben is a reference.
Not again.
Wouldst thou hear what man can say? In a little, reader, stay. Underneath his stone doth lie as much beauty as could die, which in life did harbour give to more virtue than doth live. If at all she had a fault, leave it buried in this vault. One name was Elizabeth, the other let it slip with death. Fitter where it died to tell than that it lived at all. Farewell. Is a poem.
Need to filter out every poem on every page. And I'm not sure yet if they're important or not.
Yeah, I don't know. But I read down Ben, like on the page, Ben Jonson. You can also put it in extras, I guess. I put the name on too. Epitaph of Elizabeth. Oh, the references, oh my god. Okay, I put in extras Ben Johnson without H. Johnson. Annandale is in Scotland.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Sure if that's important. I wonder if he takes drugs, because on one page he took drugs, right? Or another aspirin.
Yeah, that's probably pills against pain. So that's probably another reference that it's after the war.
The evacuation of British and French troops at Dunkirk was largely accomplished through the use of two long concrete jetties that protected the beach. The name of those structures, moles. Huh? Why have what? I'm lost. What are you referencing, Prayer? Oh, that all happened by the mole. Mm. So that's a World War I thing? What exactly does solace mean? Comfort or consolation in a time of distress or sadness. I would have to pay for all I had of solace. Maybe he's referring to... Okay, that might be a far-fetched, but... Solace meaning comfort, right? Or consolation in a time of distress. So he was comforted, maybe by his man, and maybe someone found out, and I guess that was still illegal in 1930.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what he has to pay for. And then he talks about Will's friend Ben and with Will's wife because they also were found out. Maybe. And he also says strange... Wait, where was that? He hadn't been talking about her, as if he means it was actually between Ben and Will. The strange bedfellows thing.
He was not talking about her, Will's wife, but about Henry.
So I understand it like this is an old poem, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have it open anymore. But it's assumed to be Ben having an affair with Will's wife, writing about her with the beauty blah 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 thing. But he actually meant Will because they were also gay, and that's why he referenced it because he was comforted by his male friend, and now he was found out, and for the solace that man gave him, he has to pay now.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure about the pay thing. Where do you get that?
Next day I would have to pay for all I had of solace, and for all I wouldn't have later.
Ah. Mm-hmm.
So I can't think of another idea of why he would have to pay for solace. He could also have fucked someone else's wife or something like that, but like comfort is for me being comforted, maybe, because I can't think of anything else that would make him have to pay. More structure existed before, okay. Yeah. Well, he is from Scotland, we thought, maybe, the protagonist, writer. Annandale is in Scotland. That's just mentioned there. I'm not sure why. What's also maybe interesting if you read about Ben Jonson is that he was arrested for what he wrote. So if we say our protagonist is maybe a writer, like rewriter, not only this book but also other things he wrote, maybe that's also important. Maybe it's also instead of about something he wrote and is punished for. Because this Johnson guy was actually imprisoned by Queen Elizabeth for a play he wrote together with another guy called Thomas Nash.
Okay.
He also killed a guy in a duel, but I don't think that's important.
Duels were legal.
But he was imprisoned because of it. I'm not sure. The people playing the protagonists in the play were also imprisoned. And they were imprisoned because it was a lewd play.
Ooh.
Because it was about the queen herself, Queen Elizabeth. Other evidence suggests that Henry Brooke may have been the target. God damn it, there's too many people called Henry. Coincidence? Where are we getting Johnson? That's wait, a mark it red. So there's Ben, which is a reference. I don't think Ben is a person. Pretty sure, but I do it like this. Because he wrote Doth lie as much beauty as could die. That's from a poem Ben Jonson wrote. And I'm reading about Ben Jonson on Wikipedia and his play. I don't understand. This play is just about dogs. But okay.
Dogs?
Yeah, but the queen's dogs or something? Nash actually wasn't imprisoned, he escaped. And Johnson recalled in the in court he only answered with yes or no. So they dropped it. He also was in prison for another play he wrote.
Wow.
About the queen. Anti-Scottish satire.
But 1605?
Yeah. Anyway, I'm not sure if there's anything important about Ben Jonson, but like the citation, I don't think he's a person. That's just another reference. Henry's definitely the target, but this has a high chance with so many Henrys. I mean, I also think Henry, William, and probably Alexander are names that where they are very, very, very often given in England at that time, I think. I mean, if he is referencing... Oh my god, copyrighted music, help. If he's referencing only... Like, if he's referencing the play, her would be the queen, I guess. Or if he's referencing the poem, her would be Elizabeth. I'm not sure if that's Will's wife or whatever. I don't understand the whole reference thing. I also don't understand this reference. Like, it's just a place, like giving us a place, I guess, where this thing was found, but I was too lazy Googling it. My About Me section could use a makeover. I only did it like a few months back. Yeah, the royals are all called Henry, William, Charles. Yeah. Coincidence. Master Riddle Solver. No. I still think he might have been found out, but...
Yeah, I'm not sure yet if it's he who will be found out or because he helped someone and he has to pay for what he did because he helped them and I don't know, hide their secret.
But he's definitely nervous about it.
Yeah, definitely nervous.
Also, we too.
Oh, yes. Definitely with someone
It's probably Henry.
around.
Yeah, no worries, Marquise. Henry is my favorite character. But I also think he's evil. I mean, he's always...
Oh, Henry definitely killed them all.
He just stepped over those corpses, like... Very suspicious. Also, the strange woman was there a lot in the first 10 pages, but no mention of her in the pages today. The one with the, look, the boy is drowning, and he's like, what boy? Yeah, just watch the what. I think we're done with this page, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're done for today.
Ooh.
Oh my god, this took so much longer than I thought. Whoops. Anyway, thanks for being my echo chamber, Rainbox.
No worries. I'm having fun. It's very interesting
Yeah, it
trying to
is.
solve the puzzle.
All right. Maybe we can continue tomorrow. I'm not sure yet. Yeah, it's alright, Zigzag. Thank you for watching. Thank you for riddling with me. Also, thank you, Prayer. You helped a lot today. I think having different people with different ideas is definitely helpful, because some people just think about other things and you're like, oh wow, would have never thought of this. So yeah, thank you everyone. I hope you tune in next time when we continue this. I don't want to have too much time between those, because I'm scared that we forget everything.
Yeah.
So I try to make this like kind of regularly. But if I'm tired, it makes no sense. But yeah, thank you.
That's fair.
I'm not sure if should I rate someone?
Is rating still possible?
Yeah, rating is still possible. Just hosting is not.
Hosting.
Yeah.
Only have speedruns in my list.
Yeah, for me too. I don't have like people solving riddles a lot. But I might just rate Brooders, I guess, because he said hello, so that'll be good enough. I would rate Tsunamods, but he's not there at the moment, so. All right. Wow, we have 10 viewers. How do we do that? Previous page you wanted polished knob referred to a lady and the guy's dick, but no, I don't think so, because someone killed someone with a knob. And that would be wait. No, Freya, why did you say that? I was like, no. That didn't refer to sex. And suddenly there was blood. He took her virginity. No, that is not what happened. I think. Yeah, no, we had another page with a strange knob thing. If you want, it should be on YouTube tomorrow, the first part. So you can watch it back if you're interested in the other pages. You can also just skim through, and so you can see the first 10 pages, maybe, if you're interested. Yeah. Freya figured it out. There's too much sex in this. Yeah, now we know why the knob was black and then red and black. Oh wait, so it's like, oh, he's a black person.
Oh, wait.
That's what he means by BBC.
I have to leave now.
I'm very sorry. Okay.
That's the best ending you could get.
Yes, that's it. Good night, bye. Say hi to Brooders.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Oh well.